the changing room. Wahey. Hello, listeners. You'll notice by the rather muted waheys that the lads are not here to join me today. It is just myself in the studio, Jimmy Ferguson. And when I say studio, I mean our away day studio. I am in South Africa, in Cape Town. And the other gents are all across the globe as you out of the studio, on the road, making sure that we're here for Christmas. But we wanted to make sure that we still brought to you the Left Back in the Changing Room weekly episode ahead of Game Week 19 and 20. We want to make sure you guys have got the tips as well as reviewing Game Week 18. So a rather different schedule today and a rather different format for the podcast. We will be looking back at Game Week 18. I'll take you guys through the league standings for NYC Brit Street Boys League. Also talk about the Cup, how the guys got on in the Cup, and then we'll turn our attention to Game Week 18 and 19. You'll hear from each of the lads as we go global with the podcast. So thank you again for listening in. It is, of course, Left Back in the Changing Room, the podcast for those of us who didn't quite make it as a football player, but we think we're bloody good fantasy managers. Not as good as Magnus Carlsen, of course, who is in 10th position, the old chess lad, but we do have the main man, Ricky Pellegrini, top 1,000 last year. Let's not, let that achievement not be forgotten. That's the talent you've got right here. So getting into it, I'm going to jump straight in with the NYC Brit Street Boys League. And we've had a changing of the guard at the top, guys. We have seen Captain Russ. He's taken him. He's taken Sean the John McGinn fanboy. Captain Russ is now number one in the league. 58 from Game Week 18 took him up to 1,042. Sean the John McGinn fanboy, poor week, 49 for his standards. I say poor week, well above the average. 38 was the average in Game Week 18. But Sean came in with a 49, which was 9 points less than Captain Russ, allowing Captain Russ to take first position in the league. Sean has slipped to second. He is followed close third by the main man, the one and only. It is Ricky Pellegrini. He's consolidated third spot. He got there last week and he's now consolidated it with a strong performance. 50 points from him. Only one more than Sean the John McGinn fanboy though. So if he wants to catch top of the table, he needs to really up his tally. He is sitting 40 points behind Sean the John McGinn fanboy, but a 50 for Ricky consolidates third position. He's followed by your honourable host, or hopefully you'll think honourable myself. I'm sure you have your own opinions, but it is me, Jimmy Ferguson, sitting in fourth position, a 41 for me. I'm very pleased to say I now own fourth spot outright. You may remember last week, Neil van Dijk, the man who steals everything in Liverpool. He was sitting in joint fourth with me. No longer there, though. The Liverpudlian boy has dropped down to fifth position. A lowly 36 from Neil van Dijk. He did make 3 transfers. He did lose 4 points. I was surprised to see that. And he also captained the young man, Son, who did get sent off. And I think we'll hear a lot more about that from Neil. Disappointing for him, a -2 from Son, a -2 return, and very disappointing for many fantasy managers out there. I think a lot of people were banking on Son against Chelsea. And if you did captain him, I think you really got your comeuppance. Son was not shining. The sun did not shine. From there, we've got Sausage Burner in sixth. He's 47 points. Then Matty Lawless below Sausage Burner, a lowly 31 from Matty Lawless. Below the average, he'll be disappointed with that. 9-10 total. But below him, propping up the table, it is, but Patrick Vieira, the Arsenal boy, 30 points. Baby Raheem was clearly causing issues again. Not able to make much of a tailgate. He was eating the mince pies last week. This time, Baby Raheem was in the way of the wrapping. He was eating the Christmas puddings. He was all over the place. And Patrick Vieira just couldn't get it together. He was too busy looking after poor Baby Raheem with his dino hands. So there you go. That's the league rounded out. Patrick is propping it up, holding us all from the bottom. And the lads at the top, as I've mentioned, Captain Russ, Sean the John McGinn fanboy, and Ricky Wood, just got a comment that they are also still in the cup. All three of them has progressed to the cup. Russ took on the man from Kenya, knocked him out, and either way, all of those three are still in the cup. The only three in our league that are still there. NVD was the fourth. Unfortunately, he was knocked out. The 36 did not help him, and Son's red card. Deserved red card, I've got to say so myself, for the kick on Rudiger, did not help him. So all we're now waiting to see is whether that gets reduced in sentence or if it's upheld and he's out of the next three, which I believe he should be. You cannot kick people in the stomach. We saw David Beckham get done with a kick as well, and England fans, we've all had to suffer that. So rightfully so, in my opinion, Son out. So from there, guys, I just want to jump very quickly into my team, give you a quick rundown of what happened for me. And, my side, 41 points for game week 18. Couple of additions in the squad that did well for me. Cantwell, I brought him in off the bench, and I benched Mane with Liverpool going to the World Club Cup competition. Congratulations to Liverpool. I see they came out of that with the winners' medals. Pains me to say as a Man United fan, but credit where's credit's due. They deserved it. In a great performance for Firmino, 2 goals from him in the competition. Maybe someone to be looking at as he comes back into the Premier League fray. So congratulations, Liverpool. But as I say, Mane, he dropped to my bench. Cantwell came in. The man with the perm, Todd Cantwell. What a perm. What a performance. 10 points from him. The Pantem was flowing through the locks again. He was in the box. He turned. He hit it into the top corner. And it was a wonderful performance from Cantwell. His team did lose, but he scored a goal. So I was very happy. Vardy also performed well for me, as he did for many of you guys. Lovely goal from Vardy, little chip and dink over the goalkeeper. Emerson at Manchester City, or Santander, as Sean the John McGinn fanboy likes to refer to him as. So well done, Vardy. Great goal, enough to get him the bonus points as well. A 9 from Vardy, good return. And my other guy that did well was Lundstrom, the only one that did well with a clean sheet, 6 from him. Other than that, I had quite a poor return. Rashford up top, captained him. He took 2 points for me, so I got 4 in total there. Not the best. And then Dele Alli with a 1 point return. You'll remember I put in both Rashford and Ali, replacing Jimenez and De Bruyne last week. It's proved to be a massive mistake from me, especially with De Bruyne getting the 19-point haul in game week 17. Ali's returned 3 in both of those. And then Jimenez, he's had an assist and a goal in the period where Rashford has done nothing. So not all roses on my side, but there you go. That's what happens. And I am going to be trying to switch the team around slightly. I left Tomori on the bench. He got a 7-point return. I've brought in Morpay from Brighton to free up a bit of cash. Abraham has gone. Luckily, I didn't miss anything out there. So that's my team and how those guys have performed over the game week 18. Brilliant stuff. Then what could that be? Oh, we've got a rambling from the dugout, guys. A rambolino. Rambling from the dugout. Rambling from the dugout. It's a rambling from the dugout. Who have I got on the line?
Hello there, it's Annika speaking. How's it?
Annika, great to hear from you. Sounds like you're calling in from, that's a Cape Townian accent I hear, is it?
That's right, a big fan here from Cape Town. Lekker.
Oh, nice, avid fan, fantastic. And how are you?
I'm well, thanks, Now, as an avid listener of the show, I know you refer to them as cleanies, but what I want to know is, where are the clean sheets coming from in game weeks 19 and 20? Hey?
Okay, hey, we'll answer that. Don't you worry. Fantastic question. Thanks, Annika. So, to recap, I think Annika's question there, lovely to hear you're an avid listener. She wants to know, where are the cleanies, the clean sheets coming from in game weeks 19 and 20? Wow, what a great question. I think traditionally, Annika, over the Christmas period, it's really a period of lots of goals and not that many clean sheets. Teams do rotate players. It's a period where teams are tired and you see a lot of defensive mistakes. That said, if I was to look over the next 2 weeks, I think, the next 2 game weeks, so Thursday the 26th of December, game week 19, and Saturday the 28th of December, which is game week 20. I think the position I'd be looking at personally is, firstly, the teams that don't score many goals in the league. And we know from the league table that would be Watford, West Ham, Norwich, and Bournemouth, and Newcastle, the 5 lowest scoring teams in the league. So I'd firstly look at those teams. In looking at them, I do think there's a chance that Bournemouth are unlikely to score in game week 20. They go away to Brighton. I think Brighton are not bad defensively. I could see them getting a clean sheet against Bournemouth. The game week 19, though, that sees Bournemouth actually host Arsenal. Now, we know Arsenal's defence is not the strongest. Did get a clean sheet last one out against Everton, but I wouldn't be putting my money on Arsenal keeping a clean sheet against Bournemouth, but I do think Brighton could keep a clean sheet against Bournemouth. So could be clean sheets for Brighton in this round, in round 20, but round 19, they've got Spurs. Spurs actually lost, obviously, to Chelsea 2-0, thoroughly outplayed. And I think in that respect, Spurs will be looking to bounce back. So I cannot see a clean sheet for Brighton in that one, but I do think Brighton might get a clean sheet against Bournemouth. The other teams I've mentioned down there, you've got West Ham. They struggled to score. They're playing in game week 19 at Crystal Palace. Palace, we know, defensively very strong, kept a few clean sheets in the last few games. So I think there's a chance for some clean sheets for Crystal Palace. And I'd say that in both game weeks. So they've got Southampton in game week 20. As I mentioned, they have got West Ham in game week 19. So that's potentially where you'll see some clean sheets there. And outside of that, they'd be my 2 top suggestions. There you have it then, listeners. And Annika, that answers your question. What do you think? Are you happy with those answers?
Thanks, James. No, that's great. I completely understand.
Excellent. Fantastic, Annika. Thank you very much. And good luck to you. I hope you have a lovely Christmas. And you.
Lego boys. Bye.
There we go. Bye, Annika. What a lovely lady. Fantastic to have fans from around the globe still calling in as well. If you want to get your question answered, make sure you email us leftinthechangingroom@gmail.com, or you can find us on Twitter @leftbackfpl. Superb. With the Rambolino out the way, it's time to turn the attention to game weeks 19 and game weeks 20. You've seen where the cleanies are coming from. And now we want to focus on where you're going to get the points, who's going to score, where we're going to get the assists. Are there going to be any more cleanies that we've perhaps missed? But I'm going to start with my recommendation of two games where I think you're going to get points this week. Firstly, Manchester United versus Newcastle. Now, the reason I'm starting here is I think Manchester United are going to bounce back. They are my team, and I firstly hope they bounce back, but I cannot fathom another game where we do not win. It's been a difficult watch as a Manchester United fan. This season, every single game that Manchester United have been involved in, there have been goals. So I'm fully expecting goals in this one. I do think we're going to be reeling from a defeat to Watford, the team bottom of the table. That is not acceptable in no form at all. And no Manchester United fan will accept that or even say it's near where we need to be. Admittedly, David De Gea made a howler. I won't go on too badly at him. He's been our saviour in so many games. But for game week 19, my first place to look for the points is Manchester United versus Newcastle. Paul Pogba's back in the team. He came on late against Watford. He was looking good, looking strong, making some chances, some good passing. His array of passing alone is going to open up chances, I think, for Manchester United. I expect to see him play in this game, and I'm expecting Rashford to turn it round. 2 quiet games from Rashford. As I've mentioned, 2 points in each.